Welcome to our webinar today. We are going to talk about a challenge that every sales team knows all too well, pipeline chaos. And actually, more importantly, we're here to look at how to build sales processes that actually flow and enable it to scale. So today, who we have here is myself, Will Deku, and Stefan, our head of sales.
Hi guys.
Nordic. Let's start with Stefan. Let's start with a brief introduction round. You can start first, and I'll go after you.
Yeah, let's. Thanks, Will. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today. First of all, I'm Stefan Höglund, and I lead sales here at Efficy in the Nordics. Quick bit about me. I spent over a decade in the SaaS space, leading sales teams at different companies and helping organizations adopt technology to scale. Most recently, I was at Mercell, working with procurement and analytics solutions. And now at Efficy, I focus on Tribe CRM and the Efficy Smart Tech platform across the Nordics. So I've seen both sides, how the right tech can empower sales teams and how the wrong setup can hold them back. And that's why I'm really excited to be here with Will today. I was going to walk you through Tribe in action. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy this webinar. Yes, over to you, Will.
Fantastic, Stefan. Yeah, truly a topic that's near and dear to our heart. So I'm Will Deku. I am an account executive here at Efficy, working on the Nordics, so in Stefan's team. He's my direct report. Also over a decade's experience working in SaaS platforms of different kinds. So I've worked in different solutions, so seen it all, seeing what works, what doesn't work. So we're really excited to have this chat with you guys and show you what we have. All questions will be taken at the end. So if anything pops into your head, write it in the chat and we will address that. So to kick off, on our journey today, we'll cover four main things. First and foremost, we'll look at the problem that we are looking to solve. So why sales teams feel stuck, and then we'll transition into how Tribe CRM helps clear, cut through the noise and basically allows your sales to flow. It's not only slides or theoretical. We're also going to show you a live demonstration in the Tribe platform so you can see it in action. And then, as I mentioned previously, we'll take a Q&A if there are any questions, which they tend to be always one or a couple. We will address them at the end. So let's kick off. I think it's more than apropos to start with you, Stefan. You are a sales leader, and I'm sure we have different perspectives. You see things. I'm sure there are overlaps, but you probably see things in a particular view. So you are constantly balancing pressure from above and challenges, as well as challenges from your sales team. So do you mind sharing what you've seen so far?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it makes sense to kind of share a few reflections from my own experience leading sales teams, because there are other sales managers in here as well listening to this webinar. Because what you'll see today isn't just like technology. It's about solving very real challenges that every sales managers and every rep has faced. And honestly, I lived through all of them. So if we go to the next page and start looking a little bit at the points, I want to talk a little bit about point number one. Pipeline chaos is universal. And you all know this one, right? That every sales team that I worked with, no matter the size, ends up in the same situation. Deals start stacking up, updates don't come in on time, and suddenly the CRM looks like a forecast and more like a wish list. And the ripple effect of this is like really real. Reps lose track of priorities, managers can't forecast properly, and the leadership starts questioning these numbers. And pretty soon it feels like the pipeline is running you instead of the other way around. And that's a terrible place to be. So if we move to point two, that gut feeling doesn't scale. I've also seen how easy it is to kind of fall back on instinct. Also, you heard this one before, that I feel good about this quarter, or this deal is definitely going to close. We for sure had a couple of these just 2 or 3 days ago when we closed Q3. It's that gut feeling that wasn't maybe based on data, but gut feeling works fine for one deal, but it doesn't scale for an entire business. And that's when you end up building forecasts on optimism instead of facts, and getting those nasty surprises at the end of the quarter. We've for sure been through that, and trust me, leadership hates surprises when it comes to revenue. But the shift happens when CRM data reflects reality, when the system stops being just admin and starts being a real support tool. That's when all the sales reps, the managers, the leadership, and everyone can actually trust what's in front of them. And then we come to the structure create breakthroughs point. That the good part about this, if your business is kind of in disarray, it doesn't take forever to fix, right? I've seen teams go from chaos to clarity surprisingly fast, but only one structure comes in, because bad data just doesn't just waste time, it kind of also hides opportunities, and no one has the time to kind of chase those ghost opportunities in the pipeline. But once kind of the CRM mirrors how the team actually works, if you have clear stages and workflows, it changes everything. And we'll kind of go into that in a little bit. But when you have those things in place, reps know what to focus on, and managers finally get a forecast they can stand behind, and leadership has visibility they can actually trust. It feels like it's a little bit like flipping a switch. Suddenly the system works for the people instead of people working for the system. And that's always kind of the breakthrough moment that I love to see. Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm so excited for Will to show you Tribe in action here, because everything I just described, the chaos, the guesswork, the messy data, and the clarity that comes with structure, that's exactly what Tribe was built to solve, right? So yeah, let's jump in. Will, over to you, please.
Just to wrap up, as I mentioned, Stefan, when it comes to the balancing act, is both the upwards to the people that you are reporting to, but also to your team, needing one of them. When looking at the other end, when you're reporting to your manager or the CEO, there's a myriad of things that you need to be able to pull out of the data or out of the system. So we've put a couple of them here. So for different companies, there are different things. We're not going to go through all of them, but just a couple, being like monthly or annual recurring revenue, or whether it's looking at the split between new biz and upsell. So does this resonate with you?
These are definitely the key ones that I think apply to definitely most businesses for sure.
Definitely of note is the performing sales rep. So being good at, I know this is something you're pretty good at, Stefan, being good at identifying people that are performing well and then giving kudos to motivate everyone to perform. So that's definitely a big one as well.
Thanks.
Okay. So now we're going to flip it and look at it from the sales reps perspective. Here, the bane of every sales rep's existence. When imagine trying to close a deal where your data is scattered across different solutions. It could be email, spreadsheets. Some people have sticky notes or notebooks. You're trying to, it's a siloed, the data is siloed. So you're trying to stitch everything together and find relevant data that you're working with. Forecasting then begins to feel like guesswork. Stages in the pipeline don't really mean the same thing for everyone, and managers can't really see what's going on. Instead of clarity, you get confusion. So for sales reps, this means many things. It can be frustrating. They can feel like they're wasting time, and deals start slipping away. So the irony is the chaos hurts both sides. It hurts the leaders, but it also, the reps start feeling like we are being micromanaged because the sales managers start asking you directly for more info because they can't see anything, right? Not a desired experience. So when looking at the hidden cost of chaos, this chaos is not just inconvenient for it can become expensive as well. So every missed follow-up is a lost chance to build trust. Every delayed renewal could be a preventable churn. Every forgotten onboarding step leaves the customer doubting whether they made the right choice. So there's a lot of knock-on effects. And the worst part is the reps are drowning in admin and admin tasks instead of actually doing what adds the most value, which is selling. So the real cost of a messy pipeline is lost revenue. The revenue could have been saved if you had a better structure in place. So where the breakthrough happens, and Stefan touched a bit on this, is what if you didn't have to do it this way? Imagine if you had a pipeline that reflected reality instead of guesses or gut feeling. Imagine you had a forecast that's driven by real data, right? Workflows that you can tailor to how you work without waiting on IT to come help you. And if you had a visibility to know exactly where each deal stands, that's the breakthrough. The sales that actually flow, and that's what we're trying to make possible with Tribe. So this is something that we would love to show you. And just to top it all off, we all know that manual tasks is something that no one wants to do. So the question is, how do you automate as much as possible? So this is where Tribe really shines. It has a really powerful automation engine. So you don't need to worry about all these critical moments slipping through the cracks. This could be anything from lead follow-ups, renewal reminders, welcome emails, even task and assignments and reporting can be automated in the platform. It just means for you, it means fewer headaches, more focus on what matters, which is building relationship with your customers, your prospects, and closing deals. To drive that point home, we just took a quick snapshot of what salespeople are actually doing with their time. So the shocking truth is only 1/3 of the rep's time is actually spent selling. The rest, writing emails, entering data, researching, scheduling meetings, and so on and so forth. So what Tribe is here to do is to try to cut through the noise so you can spend time in conversations and moving your deals forward in your pipeline. So that's how you turn chaos into clarity, and that's how you build a sales process that actually flows. So
those numbers are actually crazy, right? When you look at them like that.
It's a very stark reality there. So enough for the slides. I think at this point we can dive into the platform itself. And that being said, I will share my screen with you.
Yeah, let's do it. On to the good part.
Yeah. So you should be able to see my screen.
Yeah.
We are in the Tribe dashboard now. What you see in Tribe is you can build different dashboards for different types of data. Right now, this is my workspace. This is just a quick a place where at a glance I can get some information about what I need to do in my daily task or my daily workflow. So it could be a mash of information. So for example, my open tasks. What types of organizations that I have in our platform, everything from leads to customers and so on and so forth. A connection with my calendar, so I can have a reflection of what is in my calendar there as well, or my colleagues' calendar, so I can go through my other colleagues to see if what they have booked, and even some forecasting data as well. So this is a weighted forecast, so I can see what's coming in the future. So as mentioned, this dashboard is something that you can customize. So you do so by adding widgets. So if it's if you wanted to add another data point, let's say we can find something from sales orders or maybe sales opportunities. Rather, let's say I want to look at pipeline data. I can do that. I can quickly add that dashboard and move it around to somewhere that I want to have it. So very simple to create, but also to tweak this dashboard, again, aligning with the way you work. So if, let's say you wanted to create a a lead and create a sales opportunity. The way you do that in Tribe is also pretty simple. We have a variety of ways of doing that, but one of the ways is you want to import it. You want to create it manually in the platform. Doing so is pretty simple. So let's say I wanted to create a lead from Nissan, and we have an integration with the Chamber of Commerce, basically helping you to get contact or readily publicly available contact information for the company. So you don't need to input that manually. So I can do a quick search. I can find which of the Nissans that I'm interested in. I just pick the first one, and then it comes with the contact details and then some contacts that are available. If any of them is relevant or doesn't, you can pick them and then quickly go through and add that lead. Once that is done, now Tribe is creating the lead, it's creating the contact, and it puts you into the customer card. This view has three key areas of note. The top is basically the name, what type of organization it is. In this case, it's the lead, and then some handy contact information. So addresses, who the relevant sales rep is, website links, and so on and so forth. On the left-hand side these are user-defined fields that you can set up, and you can set up as many as you want to basically display the information that you use in your day-to-day work. Then the contacts that are assigned to this organization. You can easily add more by clicking the plus button, and then you can fill out the contact information. In the middle, or the main part of the screen, we have space for activities, and activities are defined as any interactions or anything that is related to this organization. So it could span sales opportunities, you can set up subscriptions, you can set up campaigns, and then so on and so forth. So all that information will be in a timeline over here. So if I wanted to create a task, I can do that quickly. So let's say I want to call this customer. So with the activity over here, I say the phase is in plan, or it's in a plan phase, and I can go forward. I can go through and set it up. When I want to call the person, I can add this task into my calendar if I want to, and I can just save this pretty quickly. Once I have called the customer, then I can quickly mark it off as completed. So now the task is completed, and it has any information there. I can go in and add notes to the information. Spoke to lead, all okay, for example. So that is registered. Now, let's say I spoke to the lead and they want to move forward with speaking to us. They're interested in what we have. I'll then go ahead and create a sales opportunity. So a sales opportunity can be, let's see, put something there. Again, the required fields are with the asterisks. You can change any of these. So if you want to assign it to somebody else, you can do that. Another one of note is what phase it's in. So if it's the discovery or qualification, so I can move it to the qualification because I've spoken to them and I know a bit about what they're looking for. And then another one could be when this is expected to close. So spoken to this customer, they expected this to close on by the 24th or in that week. So I can put that there. And then I can go on and create a sales opportunity. Once I do that, a couple of things actually happen now. So you can see Tribe went ahead and created a follow-up for me as well. This is done through our automation engine. So this is one of the standard automations that we provide. So again, it's trying to make sure that once you create a sales opportunity, nothing falls through the crack. So this follow-up is automatically created and assigned to the relevant salesperson. So I can go in and say, well, this follow-up, I want to just make it on the 9th, because that's when it's relevant, and done. So when that time comes, I'll see this in my task view, so I can action on it appropriately. At this point, we have our stages, sales stages here. This is something that you can define. You can weight, so all these weights, you can put that there yourself, and then you can move this sales opportunity along accordingly. So all I need to do right now is maybe just add some products. So I have something in there. So let's say I'll add 10 users. I'll add some consultancy hours. Say add some consultancy hours here. And yeah, let me see, put some consulting hours, and then I think we are pretty good to go. Now everything will be updated. Let's see, and then I have some. Can I have something with some? Yeah, something with some value behind it. So now everything is updated. I can see what an approximate value is over there. I can go in, I can change stuff. So if anything changes with time, they want more, I can go in, I can edit that information accordingly, and everything gets calculated and updated automatically. At this point, assume that you've done this a couple of times, you've created multiple sales opportunities. Now you have a pipeline that you can work with. How you do so is through our sales module. We have a sales module that allows you to work with your sales deals in a variety of ways. You can do so in a list view. So those who love Excel or working in lists can do so pretty seamlessly. You can filter, you can add more columns that you want to see. So basically build a view that works for you, and then you can save this view. You can also do so in a Kanban-like view. This is also a very popular way a lot of prospects we see or we speak to like to work with their sales opportunities. So we have the different stages here. We have how many deals you have in the different stages, and then you can look for the relevant sales opportunities that you're working with. So Stefan, sometimes when we're having one-on-one, sometimes we look at the most advanced stages and start working through those deals that way, and have conversations about what they need. Right.
This is actually an excellent view for kind of doing offer reviews, lead reviews, and stuff like that to kind of see where we're at.
And a very easy workflow is, let's say I'm having a conversation with Stefan about this webinar test deal, and we're going back and forth, and Stefan asks me what's going on there. I had a demo with them. I sent them a proposal, and he says, why is the deal still in the qualification phase? My mistake here. I can just quickly drag it, put it in the proposal phase, and then it's there. I can then go in and add any extra information that I want. So quickly actioning on stuff that needs to be done. And then last but not least, we also have a dashboard view. And again, similar to what I showed you in the workspace, you can build out this dashboard in a way that makes sense. So what we typically see with our customers is they might have a dashboard. The management or the sales manager might build a dashboard out where they can have one-on-one conversations, one-on-one. It can be one-on-ones or sales calls conversations with their sales reps. The sales rep could also build a dashboard for themselves that they can use on a daily basis just to keep track of their sales deals. So yeah, pipeline. We have some forecast information. We have some deals won every month, and then we have some completed opportunities or lost opportunities. You can build as many dashboards as you want, or as many widgets or data points as makes sense for you. But essentially, that in this way, I hope you can see how you can quickly build a structure that enables you to have quality conversations around your sales opportunities. So it's not just guessing. You put the right information in the platform, and you have that visibility to know what's going on and action on it when need be. And then we sprinkle automation on top. So anything that you feel is you're manually doing, automation can come in and essentially automate that for you. So you can focus on interacting with the customers and moving things along. So with that, I think that was what I wanted to show so far. So we can move on with our with some key takeaways from this session.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Will. Thanks for showing the system. Yeah, so here's the key thing I want you to take away from today, that a lot of people are feeling that they're struggling with this, but the challenges that you are facing in your pipeline, they aren't unique at all. Everybody has those struggles. Every team I led has gone through them basically. But with the right structure and the right tools, you can flip the script and you can go from chaos to clarity, you can go from gut feeling to confidence, and you can go from messy data to real growth. And that's exactly what Tribe can help you with. Yeah, I think that's the key things to kind of take away from this. Yeah, absolutely.
So Stefan, can you maybe check if we have any questions? See if anyone had any feedback or questions. We'll try to see.
Yeah.
We have about 3 minutes to cover what we can cover, and then the rest we'll follow up directly with you after the fact, after the session.
Yeah, we have 4 questions that came in here. One of the questions are, can we define the stages to align with our sales process? If yes, how easy is it to do?
Yes, that's a really good question, and that's something a lot of people ask when we're doing demos or having conversations. The short answer is yes, you can. You can build sales stages that align with your sales cycle. So build out the different stages that make sense for you, and you can also weight them. It's pretty easy to do. Within a minute or two, you can have a sales stages that reflects how you actually work.
Okay, thanks. And do you support different sales processes, like software sales and consultancy?
Yeah, this is actually a related question to the first one, I think. So you can have multiple sales pipelines or pipeline stages, right? So if you have like a software sales, you can have a pipeline that reflects those sales stages. And if you have maybe a consultancy sales as well that has a different rhythm or different sales cycle, you can set up a separate pipeline and track both pipelines separately with the opportunities, the related opportunities. So that is something you can do, and then define those sales stages in the individual pipelines and weight them as well. So definitely something you can do, and that is something you can do. All sales, whether it's the sales leaders or your admins can quickly do. You don't need IT to help you do this. It's something you can set up quickly in the platform. Maybe we have time for one more question.
Yeah, exactly. We have 2 more. Do you support multiple people working on the same opportunity?
Yes, you can do that as well. We have a presence indicator as well. When multiple people are in the same oppo, you will see, similar to how you see it in like Google Docs or something. You'll see other people that are in the same opportunity or in the same customer card. So this is something that's supported. So you can easily tag team and work on the same oppo. And you can set up multiple users, so you can register them if you want to do something like a deal share or something like that. That's something that's supported in the platform. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had one.
Yeah, one more. How many dashboards can I have?
Unlimited, basically. So you can create as many dashboards as you want. So there is no limit to how many dashboards. Create what different types of dashboards to work with different types of purposes, right? So definitely something you can do.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. That's the final question. Yeah.
So thank you. Those are some good questions and super relevant. I think at this point we just want to wrap up by speaking about thanking you for joining our session. Obviously, if you'd like to learn more about Tribe or some of the other software, we encourage you to register for our next webinar. But some of the other webinars that we come up with webinars from time to time. Most importantly, if you are ready to stop wrestling with the chaos and start building a sales pipeline that truly flows, we'll be happy to talk to you. So reach out to us and then one of our team members will see how we can help you. With that, we say thanks for joining, and have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.